LSU fans, buckle up. Because Kim Mulkey has done it again. Just when the college basketball world thinks LSU has peaked in recruiting, boom. Mulkey walks in, grabs another elite talent, and leaves rival coaches absolutely furious. And this time? It's Jaylah Lampley, the blue-chip phenom whose game has been compared to a young Aya Wilson meets Ryan Howard. A player everyone thought was headed somewhere else. A player analysts predicted would never end up at LSU. But Mulkey? Mulkey doesn't care about predictions. She doesn't care about expert picks. She cares about winning, reloading, and building a roster that terrifies the entire SEC. Today, you're about to hear the full story behind how Kim Mulkey pulled off one of the biggest recruiting heists of the year, and why Jaylah Lampley might be the missing piece that sends LSU right back to the top of college basketball. But first, welcome back to the If you love women's college hoops, WBB drama, recruiting bombs, and SEC rivalry chaos, make sure to subscribe, hit like, turn on notifications so you never miss a single breaking story. Alright, let's talk about how Mulkey just shipped the whole conference. When Jaylah Lampley's recruiting journey began, LSU wasn't the favorite, not by a mile. Most insiders had penciled her in for schools with more direct pipelines to her region. But Kim Mulkey has a talent for seeing opportunity where others don't. She doesn't chase hype, she chases players who can transform a roster. Early film on Lampley showed exactly that: length, versatility, elite rebounding, a powerful frame, and a tough-as-nails interior presence that fits perfectly into Mulkey's system. By mid-season, Mulkey and her staff quietly moved in. Not loud. Not public. Just strategic. Meanwhile, rival schools were confident, maybe too confident, that Lampley was theirs. But what they didn't know was this: Mulkey had been building a relationship with Lampley built on trust, development, and a plan for her future that most programs simply couldn't match. Jaylah Lampley isn't just a post player, she's a defender who can switch on guards, a rebounder who plays angry, and an attacker who finishes through contact. Mulkey loves players who play with emotion. Who fight. Who grind. Lampley checked every box. But the real shock came when rumor after rumor suggested LSU wasn't even in her top tier. And that's why the commitment announcement hit the internet like a nuclear blast. Twitter lit up. Analysts were stunned. Fans from rival schools were furious. LSU supporters? They celebrated like it was a Final Four win. Kim Mulkey had done it again. She turned a long shot into a lock. Lampley immediately becomes one of the strongest interior recruits LSU has pulled in recent years. Her physicality stands out even among elite prospects. The combination of strength, footwork, and speed makes her a matchup nightmare for SEC defenses. Mulkey now has the freedom to build a frontcourt that can play big, fast, or brutal, depending on the opponent. And with LSU developing a reputation as a rebounding powerhouse, Lampley fits like the final puzzle piece. Fans often forget, Mulkey's success has always come from elite post play. Brittany Griner at Baylor. The Cardoso battles. The Angel Reese era. Now? Lampley could be next. But what truly makes this commitment a heist is when it happened. Just as South Carolina, UConn, and Stanford were ramping up their recruiting pushes, Mulkey swooped in and shut it all down. Several insiders say the final decision came after a powerful one-on-one conversation with Mulkey, where she laid out exactly how Lampley would be developed, used, and elevated. And when Mulkey presents a vision, recruits listen. Because she delivers. Lampley is not just another signing, she's a culture shifter, a tone setter, and a future leader. Her defensive instincts are next level. Her timing on blocks? Impeccable. She plays with a fury that LSU fans will fall in love with instantly. More importantly, she makes the players around her better, something Mulkey values more than highlight dunks or flashy mixtapes. Early analysts say she could be a day-one rotation impact player. Some think she could even start depending on roster turnover. This commitment isn't just about talent, it's about sending a message: LSU isn't done. LSU isn't slowing. LSU is reloading. Again. Kim Mulkey is building something terrifying: layers of depth, size, toughness, and elite mentality. And Jaylah Lampley might be the player who unlocks a brand new LSU identity. One thing is absolutely clear: the SEC just got a lot more dangerous, and Mulkey is smiling somewhere behind those sunglasses.